Hi, everyone. This is Melissa Anger. We're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you for joining us tonight for the basketball pre-competition webinar. We have Mike Zonowski's on mute, listening in, and then we have Steve Bennett here as moderator. So if you have any questions, go ahead and type them into the question box on the side, or you can raise your hand and we'll get to you as soon as we can. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Like I said in my email, we have a webinar right after us, so we want to get this in and out tonight so we don't waste too much of your time. So some of the things we're going to talk about tonight, points of emphasis, just about the rosters, uniforms, press versus no press, tie break, timing, all of that is review, but just going to review it again. Talking about the facilities, and then just a few other administrative things. Okay, so first off, I just want to give everyone the heads up. Usually I get some input from coaches for divisioning, but I'm the one that usually does all the divisioning myself. So this year we started something different with soccer. I'm going to have a committee of coaches that will come into the state office. I already have them set up to come in, and we're going to work on divisioning together so that I can get the input of the coaches and make it a little more well-rounded than just my own thoughts on this. Some of the facilities, and I put the staff that will be at each facility. We have Maryland School for the Deaf. On Saturday, it will be the 3-on-3 player development in the high school gym, and our young athletes program for the first time at basketball will be in the elementary school gym. They'll have 2 sessions, 10 to 12 and 1 to 3. You don't have to register to show up. It's for any child with or without disability between the ages of 2 and 7. So if you know someone in that age range, bring them out. It's going to be a good time. We'll have Mackenzie Irvin, who is our young athlete coordinator, will be there to have a couple stations and get the young athletes involved a little bit. Also on Saturday, we will have 5v5 player development at Thomas Johnson High School. That's a new facility for us this year. We're very excited to use that. 3-on-3 traditional will be at Oakdale, same as it has in the past. And individual skills will be at Tuscarora High School this year. So that's a change from last year. Sunday, all the sites will either have 5v5 unified or traditional or a combination of both, okay? I won't know which teams are at each site until we do the divisioning and I start working on the schedule. So please do not email me asking where your team is going to play if you are a 5-on-5 traditional or unified coach. I do not know, okay? You can see the staff and our volunteer leads at each site. Maryland School for the Deaf is going to have Ron Freeman, Mackenzie Irvin, and then volunteers will have Marva Davis from Washington County. She's the area director. And then Brian Goering will be there on Sunday only. Those of you know Brian, he has run individual skills the last couple of years for us. And he also comes out to flag football and bocce. So he's one of our great volunteers that comes out and helps out multiple events for us. Thomas Johnson, we have Kendall Zeswick, who's a regional sports director, as well as Jen Hill, the Lower Shore area director. So they will both be running Thomas Johnson both days. Oakdale will have Steve Bennett, Debbie Credito, and Rick Anger. That is my brother. So for those of you that are there, please be nice to him. We want him to keep coming back. But some of you have met him already. He reps for us as well. So he'll be there to help Steve and Debbie run that site. On Sunday, Kristen Mullins will oversee Hood College, the one court we have there. And then at Tuscarora, we have Steve Whiting as our staff lead. We have AJ Wall. AJ is a recent graduate of Salisbury, and he helped us with our soccer competition the last couple of years. So he knows his stuff. He knows Special Olympics. He's very excited to be helping us. Kristen will be there on Saturday to help out with individual skills. And then we have Khadijah McIntyre, who is our registration coordinator. She will be at Tuscarora both days with Steve and AJ as well. Schedule for all venues, both days. Delegation check-in will be at 8:45. Coaches meetings will be at 9 a.m. Ask whoever you're checking in with where that coaches meeting is going to be. It's going to be different for each venue. Most likely it'll be in the auxiliary gyms or somewhere quiet away from all the athletes and parents so that they can hear everyone and we're not yelling over everyone. Opening ceremonies will start at 9:30. Competition will start at 10. And the end of competition will vary with each day. I cannot even give you a estimate right now because I don't want to give you guys false information. Some points of emphasis. Rosters, as you all know, you've all confirmed that the rosters are correct. So there will be no changes except scratches on the day of the state tournament. Okay? You will be given 3 to 4 copies or so in your packet when you check in of your roster. Fill in the jersey number, give it to the scores table. I know some of you already fill in some score sheets, which is very nice of you. We will not be using your score sheets. No offense. I appreciate you guys doing that. We will be using our own score sheets. Fill in the jersey numbers, turn in the roster sheet only to the score table. They will fill in the score sheet, okay? We are using our score sheets only, okay? Uniforms. If someone is not in the proper uniform, they will not compete. There has been so many issues this year that I've talked to multiple coaches about, sometimes multiple times. The undershirts must all match. They don't have to wear one. Half the team can wear a shirt and half don't have to. That's fine. But for those that do wear an undershirt under their uniform, they all must match. Has to be the same color. So if someone wears white, the whole team is wearing white. If someone's wearing yellow, everyone's wearing yellow. They have to match or they're not going to be able to play until they take it off or switch shirts. Same goes for the leggings. The leggings don't have to technically match the shirts. I'm fine with that as long as they match the uniform. So a solid color only, no crazy design. Black, white, gray, I'm fine with all 3 of them. If you have multiple athletes or players wearing leggings under their shorts, they must match. Okay? If they don't, they will not play until those get switched. Okay? This is a huge thing. Every time I've seen something, either myself or another staff member has mentioned it, and at states, this will not let go. Okay? You're not gonna be able to play if they don't match. Timing. So 3-on-3, 2 10-minute halves, same as we've been doing all year. 5-on-5 is going to be 4 6-minute quarters, just like we did the required qualifier. Please be sure to be at your assigned court at least 15 minutes prior to each game. If we can start early, we're going to start early. I don't want you guys to have to sit there the whole day. If we can get you in and out, that's what we want to do, okay? Clock stops at the last minute of each half. So the first and second half is 3-on-3, and the second and fourth quarter of 5-on-5. And if an official needs to stop it, they will stop it. Timing. Sorry. The clock will also stop on foul shots, just like we've done in the past. We will be shooting foul shots this year or at state. I know we haven't done it in the qualifiers because of timing, but we will be shooting foul shots at the state tournament. Just some points of emphasis. I'm not going to go through all these. These are all review from the preseason webinar. The biggest thing I'm going to go over are the additional comments at the bottom. For 3-on-3 and 5-on-5 PDU. Okay, so this is new for 5-on-5 PDU. We started the required qualifier. If a team is up by 15 points or more on the scoreboard, the score goes to 0-0 on the scoreboard. The clock will keep running, but the scorekeeper will turn the score to 0-0, but continue keeping the score on the score sheet. Okay, I know with 3-on-3 traditional, we did 20 points at some of the qualifiers. 15 is the rule. It was a miscommunication. I apologize. At the state tournament, it will be 15 points. If you're ahead by 15, the score is going to go to 0-0. Okay? Just some other points of emphasis. Team management is up to the coaches, you as coaches and coordinators, because we have a bunch of coordinators on the call right now. Manage your team. The way you act is the way your athlete's going to act. If you have a good attitude, they'll have a good attitude. There's a zero tolerance for fighting. If there is any fight, that team is kicked out. Not just the player that got into the fight. The entire team is going to be disqualified from the tournament, and they're done. Okay? No talking back or arguing with the officials. It's a huge one. This year, I've witnessed coaches and players, whether it's partners or athletes, arguing with our officials. The way they officiate is the way they officiate. I'm not going to tell them how to officiate. Okay? Each official is going to have their own way of officiating. Just like they're not going to tell you how to coach. Do not argue with the officials. What they call is what they call. Something I didn't put on here is there's no trash talking. I think we've done it's been pretty good this year. I haven't noticed any or haven't heard of any, but there will be no trash talking.
Okay. Hey, Melissa, this is Mike. For those coaches, I mean, we don't expect this to happen, and certainly are taking every effort to make sure it doesn't. But if there is a particular issue or challenge with an official, who should they go to at the venue? Is that the venue manager?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
So whoever's the venue manager. Yep. So if you do have an issue, go to the venue manager. They'll deal with it, whatever they can do. If need be, they can always call our head official, Keith Lampel. I'm not sure exactly what site he's going to be at, but he will be at one of the sites. And if need be, he can go to a different site. All right, going through some of the facilities. Oakdale, we've used it the last at least 5 years that I've been on. This is my 5th basketball season. We've used Oakdale each year since. We'll be using both the auxiliary gym and the main gym. For Saturday, 3-on-3. Like I said, Sunday, 5-on-5. It's going to be either traditional and unified or just traditional. Not 100% sure. Maryland School for the Deaf. This is Benson Gym. If you play at Maryland School for the Deaf, please put in this address right here, 300 South Carroll Street. Because if you Google Maryland School for the Deaf, you're going to get a whole different address, and you're going to show up on the wrong part of campus. And we're not holding games if you're late. That's why we're asking you to get there early. Okay? But please use this address. Please send this address out to the families. It'll be on the email that I can send out, most likely, for the with the schedule. But please use this address. Make sure all your family members have this address. Like I said, this is the elementary school, which is across the parking lot. So they are a separate building. We've used Maryland School for the Deaf for the last couple of years. There is a parking lot separating the two. All lunches will be served in the cafeteria of the elementary school. So even if you're playing in the high school gym and Benson Gym, you still have to go to the elementary school gym to get your lunches. On Saturday, it'll be 5-on-5. On Saturday, it'll be Young Athletes program in there. On Sunday, it will be 5-on-5. Okay, so we have 2 questions.
One question is regarding the uniforms. And we talked about the compression undershirts or the short sleeve undershirts. If somebody's wearing a long sleeve undershirt, again, I think the same rule applies. So again, as long as it's the same color, and if anybody is wearing it, long sleeve undershirts are permissible.
Yeah, you can wear a long sleeve shirt, again, as long as it matches the same color as the other shirts. I'm fine with it being long sleeve, as long as it's not a collared shirt. I have seen some athletes in collared shirts and polos. No polos. It has to be a t-shirt. It can be a long sleeve or short sleeve, as long as they all match in the color.
We have another question here in regards to the scoreboard with traditional 3v3. Once the scoreboard is turned to 0-0, when one of the teams are up by 15 points, once that deficit at the score table becomes less than 15 points, does the score then become back visible on the scoreboard?
In the rules, it's stated that, and Mike, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but the rules that we changed it to, it's stated that the game is over if the team gets up by 15, but
Correct. That's a mercy rule. We're playing out the game. So in essence, yes, once one team gets ahead by 15, effectively the game is over. We're just playing it. That's why the score is disappearing from the scoreboard. We're just letting them play out the time so that athletes get to play their full-time allotment.
Gotcha. Okay, great. We have two quick other questions, and then we'll get back and take some questions as we move along. One of the questions was just to review the foul shooting at the state games. So I'll go ahead and let Melissa tackle that one.
So foul shooting is only for 5v5 traditional and unified. That's it. We're not shooting foul shots for anyone. No 3-on-3 or PDU are shooting foul shots. Only 5-on-5 traditional and unified. Okay? If a team has 10 fouls, they'll shoot 1-on-1. Or if it's a shooting foul, they'll shoot their 2 fouls or 1, whatever the situation may be.
We have another question in PDU. If the official isn't following the PD rules or is unfamiliar with it, what do we do? For example, partners playing defense. And again, with that question, it was clarified that the officials have been fantastic so far this season, but just if that comes up to state competition.
Yeah, and we are going to have a bunch of new officials for basketball, for the state tournament this season, which is great. So some of them might forget some of the rules. We are going over the rules. The head official at each site will go over the correct rules with the officials. I'm actually going to be starting at Thomas Johnson with the 5v5 coaches, PDU, on Saturday. So I will make sure I talk to the officials myself. If they let something go, just get their attention and politely mention to them or mention to the other coach. I mean, you guys have been to 3 qualifiers with each other. You know each other pretty well, I would think by now. Mention it to the other coaches. It might just slip their mind, or the partners just went into full basketball mode and had it. But just mention it politely. Don't yell at each other. Don't scream at each other. But get the officials' attention and just kind of mention it, saying, hey, they're actually not supposed to do that. And then get the ball back and continue play. All right. So we're going to continue on. Steve will continue to monitor the questions if more pop up that he believes everyone should hear. So I'm very sorry about this drawing. It's the best I could do with, I went and visited Thomas Johnson back in October. So this is the best drawing I could do. The gyms are connected by a little hallway. Okay, there's a ton of bleacher space in the main gym. And so I apologize for this drawing again. But the gyms are literally right next to each other. It's just a little short hallway that connects the two. Tuscarora, again, we've used this. Usually it's just on Sunday. We actually got it for both days this year, which is awesome. Individual skills will be here on Saturday, 5-on-5 on Sunday. For individual skills, level 1 will be in the main gym. Level 2 will be in the auxiliary gym. For individual skills, okay, I wanted to bring this up. There will be no family members or coaches allowed on the competition floor at all during the competition. Okay? 0. Once the athletes are on that court, you are off the court. You can stay in the bleachers, or in the main gym, you have to be in the bleachers. In the auxiliary gym, you can be against the one wall with the families, but you will not be allowed to coach your athletes. You have to stand against the one wall. You can't be on the sidelines. You have to be on against the wall. And we'll designate which wall that is. It's going to be the wall closest to, that backs up to the main gym. Okay? No coaches allowed on the floor. You will be asked to move off of the court. And if there's issues, we will have you removed, okay? Please, 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 this is for the athletes. Let them compete. You being on the court is a distraction. We will have plenty of volunteers on the court helping the athletes. There's no need for you to be down there. Okay, we have another question.
One of the questions was in regards to one of the venues, the Thomas Jefferson location, or Thomas Johnson, I'm sorry. You mentioned that there's not much bleacher space, but if you want to clarify that, if anybody brings chairs or...
Sorry if you misunderstood. There is a ton of bleachers. Okay, in the main gym, there's 2 big sets that go to the floor, and then there's also bleachers above. So there's plenty of space for seating. You can pack a chair if you're in the auxiliary gym. Still waiting to see if we'll be able to get some chairs, extra chairs in the auxiliary gym for the parents to sit. So bring a chair just in case for the auxiliary gym if you play in there. But for the main gym, there's plenty of space. Okay, so facilities. Hood College, we've used this site for the past couple of years as well. We only have it for Sunday this year. Same as it has been in the past. We have the one gym. There's plenty of seating. On the second floor of the gym, as well as on the gym floor, we have one of the bleachers pulled out. This is just another map that kind of shows a little bit more of Hood College. Okay, just some little things to go over. Head coaches, check in for your team. Okay, please report all scratches at that time. You'll pick up your packet, which includes your rosters, your lunch tickets, and coaches' credentials. Only those that have coaches' credentials are allowed on the bench. Okay, no siblings, no kids. Only those that have coaches' credentials are allowed on the court. And the roster shows who the coaches are. Okay, like I said before, they've all been confirmed. So please make sure that only those people on the bench have credentials or are athletes. If you have an athlete that's on the bench that's injured, they are allowed to sit on the bench. Okay, they don't need a credential because athletes aren't getting credentials, but they have to have a credential as a coach to sit on the bench. No family members, no kids, only coaches and players. For lunches, we are getting them donated by Sheets again this year, which is great. To get a lunch, you have to have a lunch ticket. Please make sure you give those out to your athletes, because if they show up to the lunch area without a ticket, they're not getting a lunch. You got to make sure they have their ticket. Medical, we will have medical, at least 1 to 2 medical personnel at each site, so that won't be an issue. If you need medical, you'll be able to see them. They're most likely going to be in an orange shirt, or find one of the staff / head volunteers to find medical for you, and they'll get them. Coaches, please make sure you have a copy of your medicals of all your teams with you. If something happens, the medical personnel will need a copy of that medical. Okay, it will list everything they need information-wise. If the athlete either can't talk or is having issues talking or anything like that, they need a copy of their medical. Awards will be presented on the court as much as we can. If we get behind schedule, there will be another designated area that the staff member / venue manager will tell you. We're going to try to do it on the court, which means right after that game is over, you're going to get your awards and then get off the court so we can start the next game. Okay? Like I said, if we get behind, it's up to the venue manager to decide and find a separate location, which I'll be talking to them about, separate location to host the awards, so we don't get too far behind. Because like I said, we don't want to waste your time and hold you up any longer. Ceremonies. We will have a brief opening ceremony at each site for both days. Okay. We are taking nominations for the coach's oath. So if you're interested in the reciting the coach's oath, or if you want to nominate a coach, please send me an email, and I will put them in the script. Like I said, with the lunch tickets, Sheets is donating lunches. If you need a specific, if you need any specific allergies, so pretty much just gluten-free, we will have vegetarian options at each site. If you need a gluten-free lunch, please let me know by this Friday. I think that's the right date. April 1st? Nope, I don't know. This Friday, let me know if you need any gluten-free lunches, and we'll have that option for you there. Okay? All lunches will be served in the cafeteria or cafeteria area. Or if there's no access to a cafeteria, it'll be in a designated area that you'll be able to see pretty easily. I will send out the evaluation survey. I'm going to be sending out the event guide, hopefully tomorrow, to everyone along with the slides. And there is going to be a evaluation survey in there. Please take time, send it to your parents, athletes. We can only get better when we have feedback from the coaches, families, everyone involved. So please have everyone, if you can, fill out that survey for us. And now we're going to open it up to questions once Steve finishes answering one.
The question I was answering was in regards, just for everyone's purposes, would it be okay for a coordinator to have the medicals on hand, or should a coach have them? The preference is that the coaches always have them, because they're going to be with the athletes, whether in the bleachers when not participating or on the bench during a game, so it's easily accessible. Obviously, if you have only one team or all of your teams from one particular county or area program or in one location, that could work out. But again, the coaches should be with the athletes, have that with them, so we're not scrambling around looking for the coordinator if they're not with the team.
Thank you, Steve. Schedules will be sent out by Wednesday, next Wednesday, April 4th. I'm hoping to have it all done by then. Please do not email me before then asking for a schedule or where your team is playing. I do not know unless it was sent today. Saturday, the locations are pretty set. Sunday, I don't know where your teams are playing. We have over 40 teams playing on Sunday. So dividing them up I need to figure out how to divide them up. So please do not have your parents or you or anyone emailing me asking for the schedule. I will get it out to you by Wednesday. I'm not sure what time, whatever time I finish, but it will be on Wednesday. Okay?
Melissa, if I can make a suggestion, keep track of every coach or team member who calls you with that information and send them out a day later to those folks. That is a joke,
I already
folks.
got one.
I'm kidding them. But it takes time to answer those questions, even if it's a simple, I can't send it to you. So please wait until it's actually late before you call complaining.
Please, you all know I'm doing the best I can. I will get them out to you, I promise. Yes, the presentation will be sent out tomorrow. This is being recorded, so the recording plus all the slides and the event guide and any other information I need to, I'll send out tomorrow by tomorrow afternoon. Addresses for all the schools will be sent out with the schedule. Sorry, I'll send them out with the schedule. There also will be in the event guide. Actually, in the event guide, if you click on the address of the school, it should take you to Google Maps, and you can type in for the directions right then and there. But the event guide will have all the addresses when I send that out tomorrow, as well as I'll send them out when I send out the schedule. Anyone else? If you have a question, you don't want to type it, you can raise your hand. That works as well. We can unmute you to have you ask a question if needed. All right. If there's no other questions, thank you for tonight. Got through it pretty quickly. If you have any questions besides asking about the schedule or where your team is going to play, you all have my contact information. Feel free to email me. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So thank you all very much for everything you did this season. I know it was a longer season than usual with the later state tournament. I appreciate everything that you do and all the help that you guys have been this year. Great job, and I love working with you guys. So we're looking forward to a great state tournament in 2 weeks. Well, a week and a half now. All right, have a good night, everyone. Thank you.